actress Cynthia Nixon is running for governor of New York. The activist and former Sex and the City star is staging a high-profile challenge against two-term incumbent Andrew Cuomo. Which, by the way, what did Andrew Cuomo do on New Year? He screwed over the homeless. That's what he did on the New Year. Sex and the City actress and activist Cynthia Nixon is running. Nixon's announcement has been teased for months, but she made it official on Monday. I love New York. I've never wanted to live anywhere else, but something has to change. We want our government to work again on healthcare, ending mass incarceration, fixing our broken subway. We are sick of politicians who care more about headlines and power than us. Nixon is 51. She hasn't previously had public office. She's an education advocate, calling for increased funding of public schools. She's a prominent supporter of Bill de Blasio, who happens to have a public feud with Cuomo. Nixon's foray into politics isn't totally shocking. She'll likely be challenging Cuomo from the left, where he's perceived as being somewhat vulnerable. All right, interesting. She's a potentially history-making candidate. If elected, she'd be New York's first woman governor. And she might have a chance. So I'm still learning about, okay, here we go. She's opposed to fracking. That's good. Now, Cuomo apparently supports tuition-free college. I'm not a huge Andrew Cuomo fan, so I'd have to look more into that. See what I mean, I know he has done some stuff for tuition-free college in some cases, but I think there's a little more to it than just straight up extensive tuition-free college. So Cuomo, when asked, let's see, I think it was probably, all right. So basically they're talking about who has a chance. And I guess Randy Credico is considering it. Randy Credico, friend of the Jimmy Dore Show. Cool guy. I like Randy. Interesting. All right. I don't know much about her platform yet. I think someone else might have sent something in about her. But yeah, a Sex and the City star is potentially running for governor. Jennifer says you'll have a little giggle at the end of the article. Oh shit, I missed something. All right. So what's her platform like, Marcus? And this article's taking a minute to load, you guys. So I missed something. It's probably Randy. So I bet she was referring to. Well, Marcus, how's her platform? Give us a quick summary, because we don't have time to dive into it right now. But is it yay or nay? Should we be excited? Kate says, can we have her? Nixon also isn't Cuomo's only Democratic primary challenger. Former state Senator Terry Gibson is mounting a bid. So is Randy Credico, a comedian who's had a few failed political attempts in New York and has been linked to the Russia probe. So they didn't miss out on their chance to shit on Randy. They didn't miss out on their chance to insult Randy. And what's the link to the Russia probe? Randy knows Julian Assange. That's pretty much it. And Chuck Todd can't say his name right. He calls him Credico. The New York primary will be held September 13th. Until then, get ready for a lot of Sex and the City jokes. Huh? Get a lot. It's like we're going back. Comedians, dust off your own 2006 archive and bust out some Sex and the City jokes. Kimmy says she doesn't take corporate money. She's part of the fight for 15. Marcus expresses a little bit of skepticism. Kate thinks she's the real deal. Kimmy points out she's for infrastructure and rent control. She's against fracking, it looks like. That's a big one in New York. So that's definitely. Is she for single payer? Do we know? Is she single payer? Always be skeptical, but there's stuff to be optimistic about. Kimmy says it's looking good. Karen says, I knew they would bring up the Russia BS. Balthazar, thank you again for the super chat contribution. Cuomo said PA money to send frack gas to paid Pennsylvania money to send frack gas to New York, just so he could say had no fracking in New York. He is a shit-stained clown. His brother isn't much better. I'm not a fan of Cuomo. So I'm all about, Stephen points out she has stood up for Palestinian rights. I don't know if there are any Greens running there, but I'd take Sex and the City lady over Cuomo. Blue Dream is all over. Let's see here. I don't trust him. Cuomo is lying about that. Check your registration status. Are there other countries that have so many celebrities in politics? Other countries do it, of course. So yeah, it looks like this is something to keep an eye on. It looks like it might be something to be excited about, but we're keeping our ear to the ground. And I personally feel like I need to do a little more research on Cynthia before I can give a total assessment. But it looks like there's some things that are reasons for optimism, and let's see. It looks like she's not taking corporate money. She's anti-fracking. Cuomo is somebody that I'd like to see go. She's for rent control. She's for infrastructure. She talks about, she hints to those things in some of the quotes from her that we read. She's not taking corporate money, allegedly. And we got to see where she's at on healthcare and stuff like that. Hey guys, thanks for watching. That was a clip from Get Your News On with Ron, the world's first viewer-curated streaming news show. What does that mean? That means I log on to a stream and people tweet me articles over on Twitter at Ron Placone, or they use our Reddit subsection, which is just Get Your News On with Ron over on Reddit. And that's how we build the show. I'm seeing all these articles for the first time. We are literally getting our news on together. Follow me on Twitter at Ron Placone so you can participate. And this show streams live every Tuesday through Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So please do tune in. If you want to support this show, you can do so over on patreon.com/Ron Placone, where for as low as $1 a month, you get access to exclusive podcasts every week, exclusive videos, free tickets to shows when I'm performing in your town, and more for as low as $1 a month. Please do consider it. Thank you so much for your support. This has been Get Your News On with Ron.